The Steamboat Art Museum presents Four Directions, Common Paths, Oberg, Smith, Whitcomb, Young. Friendship, inspiration, and craft, a 30-year connection. I'm Betse, Grassby, the Executive Director of the Steamboat Art Museum, and we are honored to present this celebration of four of the West's preeminent plein air painters. I thank them for the unique view that they have provided for us and instilled in us the desire to preserve and protect this incredible world.
Well, I kind of like to think of myself as one of those kids who never stopped drawing. And by the time I was 12 years old or so, I started doing the painting. I had so much fun with it that I just never stopped. In college, I majored in painting. I focused more on portraiture and figure work. As soon as I got out of class, I was gone and out hiking or camping or just outside, always outside, and I favored that much more.
Raised in Colorado since I was 4 years old, so it's my home. I don't claim Mississippi. I call myself a Coloradan. Knowing very young that my joy was making pictures. For the first many years of my career, I was what you would call a self-taught artist, which means I didn't know anything. I used to be proud of the fact that I was a self-taught artist until I realized I had an ignorant teacher. So that was kind of the realization that I came to. Not having been directed to a decent art school as a young guy, I just kind of started doing what I did, and without much understanding.
I think like most artists, it's something you always did and never really went after it as a career, never knew how. When I was younger, I drew all the time. I copied things I saw. I definitely had an enjoyment in doing art. Went to art school and got hired as a commercial illustrator. And I went to work every day and they told me what to draw. And at least I was doing artwork, and the advantage of it, it really improved my drawing skills. Fortunately for me, it shut down and I had to go out into the cruel world. And I was totally naive, and it's a good thing I didn't know how hard it was going to be to go from somebody wanting a piece of art and willing to pay you for it to painting what you want and hoping somebody would buy it.
I always wanted to be an artist. I mean, from the time I was a fairly small guy. My parents and grandparents were ranchers, and you know, that line of thinking didn't fit in. I said, I just can't do that. I have to follow this. This is what I really want to do. And I went to a tremendous school, so that was definitely an asset to, as far as getting rock solid fundamentals down, drawing, color, design, composition. It's all I've ever done professionally. This is who I am. It's it's in the wiring, it's in the DNA.
You meet people all the time, and they're great folks, and you go about your way. But certain times, there's just a bond that is created. Like-minded people, you share a love for the craft and for the experience and the adventure and the place. And
Some of the early friends I met were in workshops. You met people that had that kindred spirit, if you will. I was fortunate early on to meet all this crew, both Matt, Ralph. I met them before I met Skip, and I actually met Skip through another artist friend. He was, I believe, teaching a workshop when I met him. You either connect or you don't. And it comes down to wanting to spend time with people that you have a lot in common with. And this group in particular, I clicked with immediately, and it was very wonderful to have friends, comrades, whatever you want to call us, that could talk shop together. And just over time, that has continued to evolve.
You know, sometimes even 15 or 20 minutes, you think, wow, you know, I feel like I've known this guy all my life. Then the next thing you know, you're getting a call and saying, hey, I'm thinking about putting together a trip to such and such a place. What do you think? You want to go? And it's, whoa, that sounds like a really cool place. Shoot, yeah, count me in. We're pretty much Rocky Mountain painters. Who we are. We're all born in this area, and I'm stuck with them now, I guess, after all these years.
And it never was about the money for any of us. You know? I mean, I don't know if any of you guys really thought you could make a living when you get into this. You hoped you're doing what you love, and it just, you know, I bounced all these odds and ends jobs just working long enough to have money to go on a paint trip. And that's what it was always about for me, to hopefully someday be able to actually make a living doing it.
I met Ralph Oberg in 1987 in an outdoor painting workshop that Wayne Wolf was conducting. It's like anything, when you meet people, you enjoy them, and you might hit it off with certain folks, but some folks you get really close with. And being that we share a love of art history and the craft of painting and the very subject we paint, we just hit it off.
And until I met Matt in '87, we started running in double harness there for quite a while, traveling and just painting pictures. And we painted all over the West, Canadian Rockies. We just traveled and painted. We didn't have any money, but we sure had a lot of time, and we had a good time.
You're out there just doing your very best every day, and you know, you hope that you're making progress, and yeah, and then you go to a show and see where the standard is, and you think, wow, need to up my game now.
Yep,
I mean, that's just the thing. That's part of it, and it's part of the process.
And it's just kind of wonderful to have someone to help you go through your battles. You know, we share, whether it's materials, whether it's galleries that are working well for us, whether it's ideas, whether it's new art books. And these guys are just the group that I really have connected with a friendship that, you know, it'll go on till the end.
You know, the crowd you're hanging out with can oftentimes, like this group, sometimes they're a detriment, sometimes they're an asset. What can you say?
And I like showing everything from just what's at your feet to the big grandiose view, and just get people to open their eyes and notice everything around them.
You know, we really want to be able to refer to how our eyes and mind and heart responds to what's in front of us. And when you put the field study up next to the photograph in the studio, it's really quite obvious the difference. And So that's why we paint outdoors, and it really kind of opened my eyes because I've been working strictly from photographs for many years.
We're very fortunate to be able to do this because we get to see such great places and meet some super people.
For me, it's about, I'm hoping someone looks back and says, wow, that guy really knew Colorado. He really could paint what he loved. That's enough said. When I'm 6 foot under, it won't matter.
Oftentimes there's a certain freshness when you don't know an area that well and you go in almost with a naive eye. Everywhere you look has a tremendous impact on you visually.
Sometimes people don't realize how many years we have to put into the learning process and the practice to get to the level of efficiency that, we're reaching today, hopefully. Life's good.
It is.
Life's good.
Thank you for supporting the Steamboat Art Museum. This exhibit is a culmination of almost 15 years of growth. We look forward to seeing you soon to enjoy this exceptional exhibition.